Hey guys, it's Hillbeast here from Clannad Another Abridged and one Destined joining me again, and this is episode 2 of Clannad Another Abridged.
Hey guys, uh, another important thing about this show that I think a lot of people have realized at this point is that the first few episodes the jokes weren't as solid as they got, but later on I really felt the jokes really improved. Like as episodes went on, the jokes really got a lot better. Like this is the first noticing for me of like some of the jokes that actually made me laugh like out loud, like because we all do that thing where we think something's funny but we don't laugh out loud about it.
Yeah,
Because we've seen so much stuff on the internet, you know, it's like it's very difficult to make us laugh.
yeah,
So it's a very challenging process, especially as an abridger. It's very challenging to make
yeah,
people laugh out loud.
yeah. And the main thing is people always compare you to what other people have done. They're always like, yeah, your stuff's good, but it's not that great, because they're comparing it to
Yeah,
other people's work.
it's all about taste, really. It's all about what you're into and what you're interested. Usually, the people that watch the series are the ones that are actually fans of the actual anime. So usually, those are the people you're trying to target.
Yeah,
But the show is still funny enough to where, you know, even if you haven't seen it, it still makes sense. Like, I haven't seen all of Clannad, and I still thought it was pretty funny, and I think that it makes enough sense to where you can follow what's going on in the abridged version anyway.
yeah. Hitting him really slowly. She really does hit him that slowly in the actual anime. It's not me slowing it down at all. That is at 100% speed there.
And I think she's kind of mean to him, actually, in the actual anime. She hits him, and then she gets mad at him and yells at him and stuff. It's like, dude, you just hit me with a fucking vehicle. And you're gonna yell at me now because
Yeah,
you just hit me, and then she's like, "Oh, don't tell anybody because blah blah blah. I'm not allowed to have motorcycles, or
yeah,
you're not allowed to drive or something in school." Which I find it weird that Japanese schools control your life outside of school so much. Because
yeah.
I've seen in some animes they reference the fact that you're not allowed to have a job after school, and I don't know why that is. I think it's something to do with. I think that's something to do with they're supposed to make time for their studies or something or other.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. Japan's just weird sometimes. And then that combo kick right there, that's like Street Fighter legend right there.
Yeah. I always loved watching this just to like see how high it gets. It's because it constantly keeps counting on from, so like the next time she fought that got up to 528, so the next time she starts it starts at 528. So it's counting how many total times she kicks him in the show. And it's really well done that.
That's just legendary. Like you don't even have to abridge that. That's just perfect right there.
Yeah. This is back before I started doing stuff with the signs, like making them say stupid stuff like library, the place where souls go to die. I just left it in Japanese.
And here's the introduction of Kotomi here. Itchy nose, which a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people are like, itchy nose. One of my friends, like I said, they were watching Clannad, and it took them like a year after watching it. Like, I just realized, Kotomi, itchy nose. And I was like, yeah.
Wow, you're slow, man.
Oh yeah, the translations of the books are some of the best things. If you pay attention to all the series, I found myself pausing it a lot of times to read the translations on all the books.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you get to the scene with the library in the later episode, where like all the books have titles on them. I stopped actually to read them all because they actually took the time to put every single title on the book, and they're not the actual translations, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're very humorous.
Yeah. I never translate stuff accurately now. Like, whenever there's something in Japanese, like a sign or a book or anything, I don't bother with the proper translation anymore. Because it's just so much funnier with visual gags. Because it shows that you're not just thinking about the script, you're actually thinking about the editing as well.
Yeah, and it's pretty hard to do. A lot of people don't realize how hard it is to keep it in sync, especially if it's not in a still shot. If it's not in a still shot, it's even harder to keep that text where it needs to be.
Like with the books, for example, when it's panning across each of them, it's actually quite hard to keep it in place. The "you're in" guy, people love that. And it was just a simple one line. It was just 2 words, "you're in," and people love that for some reason.
Yes, everybody. In this episode, it seems as though everybody seems to start to get used to the idea that a lot of the characters are voiced by one person. I don't believe the characters started getting voiced by more people till later on. I think it was like episode 5.
Yes, episode 5 it was. I'll tell you now though, this is actually my most hated episode. I actually really hate this episode. It's actually hurting me right now watching this episode because it's so bad. I really don't like it. Everyone else likes it. Like, I see so many comments on it. It's like one of the highest rated episodes. But I hate it. I don't know why. I think it's because of the fact that, like, it wasn't until just before it was released. Like, I showed it to someone and they're like, it's good, but it's not that great. And I was like, no! I just about to release this episode and it's crap.
Do you ever get the feeling that sometimes when you're abridged, you feel a lot more like the character that you're abridging? Like, obviously, in your case, Tomoya would be your main character.
Yeah.
And I notice a lot of times Tomoya and you do have a lot of similarities, and he does kind of look like you a little bit if you really pay attention. Like, it's one of those things that you notice, really. Like, when I'm doing an abridged series, I kind of feel more like the character that I'm abridging, because I kind of feel like where he's coming from, really. Because a lot of the time, there's always one character who's very sensible, and everybody else is absolutely out of their mind. And this one character is always trying to basically make sense of everything and point out how stupid everybody sounds, but nobody listens to him for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you are just being retarded. And they're like, no, I'm not. And Tomoya really is basically a representation of all of us, really. I think Tomoya is a representation of all of us. If we were Tomoya, we'd be being just as much of a dick as he is.
Yeah.
Because Tomoya really is... Yeah, he's really the stereotype of Americans, really. Because he's an asshole. He really is. A lot of people are like, oh, he has such redeeming qualities. He does, but he's still an asshole.
Yeah. Like Nagisa. Like, he's always being mean to her in the real show. And Fuko, he's being mean to her. And like,
oh, he's relentless to Fuko.
Like, he takes
Fuko
her knife. He, like, literally wrenches it out of his hand, and he keeps it. He puts it in his pocket, and he takes it. And he doesn't give it back.
She's like 12. Like, he just took it for like a little 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
For the record, Fuko is possibly one of the most annoying characters in the whole series, and it's really sad that there are actually people who actually like her. I mean, no offense to anybody that actually does, but, like, she is just one of the easiest characters to abridge for because she's so stupid. She does stupid stuff on a regular basis.
She's so hard to write for as well. Like, as a scripter, she's just impossible to write a good line. I just find it so much easier now that I'm with Katomi. She's so much easier to write jokes about. Like, okay, half the jokes are just really stupid and immature. They're like just Katomi going on about how she's all high on drugs. But Fuko was really, really hard. I just couldn't get into her character properly. And I'm kind of glad
Here's
that she's
scene
gone.
with him and his dad.
Yeah.
Him and his dad. This is the thing. I really wish they didn't do this in the actual anime, because they never really explain his relationship with his father. It's just implied that he's drunk or something, which we don't even know that for sure.
Well, you do get it later on, but, like, earlier on in the show, you just, like, sort of implied, oh, he hates his dad for no reason.
And I don't think it even fully explains what happens to his mom till way later. Like, they don't even fully explain why his mom's not in the picture. But no doubt it probably had something to do with his dad. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
But the scene, Nagisa really does have an obsession with dongos in the actual anime. This isn't even like making a joke. She really does have an obsession with those fucking dongos in the anime.
It's really bad. It's really annoying as well.
And in the show, they established that dongos, they're like this old, like, 5-year-old trend thingy that, like, nobody does anymore. And yet she wants to make, like, a play about everything. It's like, dude, no one's gonna watch
And she's
that.
like 18 years old, and she's still going on about dongos. I mean, for crying out loud, they're just circles and lines, and people didn't understand that, but they're just circles and lines coloured with pink or green.
I'm gonna go find her. Okay.
That scene there was just like sort of me referencing the fact that I made the first episode too long.
To play basketball in the rain.
Oh, yeah, and here's a scene where he shows up even in the rain, and she's retarded and actually waits for him in the rain because this girl is really stupid. I have to admit, because she doesn't fucking realize that in the rain people aren't going to show up. She doesn't realize rain check. Plus, haven't they heard of cell phones? Didn't she try to call him or something, be like, "Hey, it's raining out." Or he didn't even try to rain check with her.
Yeah.
Like, I think Tomoya's kind of a dick too, because he didn't even try to rain
just sort
check.
of left
He
her
didn't
out
even
there.
call her. He didn't even call her going, oh, well, it's raining, so we'll do this tomorrow. He just assumed that she would be smart enough to realize, oh, let's not rain out in the rain, despite the fact she's done stupid stuff up to this point.
Of course, we can argue, yes, he did go and check. I suppose.
He went to go and check, but it's a little late.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that. So that's episode 2. Stay tuned for commentary of episode 3.